Well, hello everybody and welcome back. It's Jeff again coming to you from the Minecraft Vanilla server. It's just me and the Crack Cam chilling on this right now. Crack Cam is actually making it so I cannot sleep, which is annoying. I know somebody told me in the comments that I can sleep if we're using one of the new snapshots. We found out that that was an issue before Crack Cam actually went live, and it was really funny because Dinnerbone tweeted, "Oh no, spectators, don't worry, they don't stop you from being able to sleep." And we all kind of said, "No, trust us, they do." we're experiencing it now. And he kept saying, no, I'm positive they don't. And we're like, no, really they do. And he goes, "Oh yeah, looks like that never got implemented. That'll be in the next snapshot for you guys." So we just unfortunately have not upgraded to that snapshot yet, but it stops me from being able to actually do what I want to do, which is sleep and go out and do some stuff during the day. So I'll just shut that door and be like, "See ya, suckers." Wait, no, this is so weird. I did not have any smooth stone in here. The other day I had holes. Oh, wait, that's not part of my door. Up. Oh, that was weird. That's not part of my door, is it? No, that's why. I extended this out. I forgot. I probably should extend this whole thing so that these drop down as well, just to make this a whole open door. I guess that would change the whole side of this thing. So nope, not gonna happen. But what I said I was gonna go back to the main area and start working on more cards. And I don't think I'm gonna do that right now though, and I'll tell you why. I sound like my old boss. I had a boss when I worked for Ford Motor Company that she talked in corporate speak so well. She was really cool. I really liked her. She's a really good boss. But she was very corporate speak type. And if you don't know what like corporate speak is, it's like all about, you know, shifting paradigms and thinking outside the box and like using corporate buzzwords essentially. They used to have something called bullshit bingo that it's just like a joke for corporate people. You basically, it has a bunch of corporate buzzwords and sayings and things like that on it, and what you do is you sit in a meeting. You're supposed to sit in a meeting and play bullshit bingo, because it's, you know, they're gonna say it at some point, and if you have the right card, you're gonna be the one that gets to win the grand prize of just passing your time in your meeting a little bit better. But anyways, she used to always say like, "So this is what's going on, and this is why it's good," or "This is what's going on, and the reason we did that, let me tell you why." Very, very, very good at corporate speak. It was really funny. Oh, I didn't want that. But I was gonna go back to the main area and start working on, you know, more stuff for the. Maybe if I want to have this, or if I want it to be a ladder on the wall that gets me up to the next level. We'll find out. I'm building the next level of this thing is what my plan is to do here. Or my balcony, I should say. And I want to make sure this is going to be high enough. Yeah, I think this is going to be high enough. And I'm thinking the birch might look decent enough to do this with. But in the snapshots that we're playing with, a rumor has it, and I cannot confirm this yet, and that's why I didn't go back there, but I heard it can screw up with your maps. And I don't want to put a bunch of time into getting maps and things like that going if all it's going to do is end up screwing up my maps and my cards and I'd have to rebuild them. So I was taking some time out basically and waiting until I could confirm it if it actually does hurt anything. And because I don't want to go mess with the cards I have now either, because I don't want to risk doing something that's going to make it so they don't want to work anymore. So that's why I chose not to go back over there to fix the rest of the cards for the card deck. I'm scoping out what colors I want to use for my balcony. I was thinking there was a possibility that I could do this without... Yeah, it's up one too far, but yeah, that's where this thing should be. I didn't want to make this all one note in one color, so that's why I was thinking of switching it up to the birch, but I'm not sure if it looks right for the loft section up here or not. I guess oak might even look okay. Let me see if I got my oak back out. Yeah, so I'm going to hold off on that for a while. Why is there... It must be daytime. Yeah, and these things are trying to get in, just making a lot of noise. Kill them. There we go. Quit making noise, fellas. I know you like my house and all, but stop it. So, I'm going to stick around here for a little bit and try to work on the inside, but the oak might look okay. Not 100% sure. So today I was driving home from work, and I hate it when they do this on Mondays especially. Not that there's a better day to do it, and I understand that, but, you know, people got to work too, but they were doing a lot of construction on the main road by where I have to drive, basically on A Street in DC, and they're doing a lot of construction, so they had a lot of the lanes blocked off coming on the way down here, as in like the right lane be blocked off for a little bit and then it opened back up, and then the left lane would be blocked off for a little bit and then open back up. So it gets really annoying because people are ruthless in this town, whereas they will see that the lane is open even though they know it's only going to be open for like another couple seconds. They are going to, actually let me do this back wall, they are going to, right when that lane opens back up, they are going to get into that open lane and try to pass you and go racing around you, even though they can see that the lane closes again soon, or the lane they just pulled into is about to merge back over or whatever. People don't care in this town. And I was driving up the bridge, the famous bridge where I see the dancing, the DC backwards jogger. I was driving up the bridge in front of Union Station, and they actually had, it's 3 lanes for a while. Technically, it's like 4 lanes for a while, I think. And the right lane is for taxi cabs only and goes into Union Station. I think I like the dark oak, actually, the best. Do you think there'd be any thought process to having like an alternating pattern up here? Let's see how this is going to end up looking. Or does that look too tacky? Let me go up top and take a look at this thing from up top. But the right lane goes into Union Station, is specifically for taxi cabs, and then the 2 lanes to the left of that lane continue on straight, and the left lane continues, the far left lane continues on straight as well, but very shortly, once you get to this bridge, it closes. No, I don't like this at all. Would it look okay with oak? I think that looks better, but still not ideal. Maybe I can do something like this. Or even do a... That doesn't look horrible. What happens if I try to do like a gradient? Do like 1, 2, 3, 2, 1. Let's find out how this looks. Because... Yeah, I definitely leave this as an because I don't think I like it. I like how it's different. How it kind of makes it pop a little bit. This is not bad. Oh, you know what I could do, actually? I didn't even think about this. So it's like there'll be the dark oak where it connects to... or the spruce where it connects to the oak, and then oak where it connects to the spruce, just to give it a little bit of a color change like that. That was weird. At least if I do this whole thing. I'm going to do the other side in a slightly different pattern, actually, and see if it looks any good. I kind of don't like this either. So either way, I was driving down the street, and I was in the not the farthest left lane, but the one lane to the right of that. And Also today, the lane to the right of me, I saw as I was coming up, was under construction. It was about to, they were down to one lane as opposed to the two that normally cut through, even though it was starting at a point. We were just past Union Station turn-in, so that right lane was already gone. Usually the two lanes to the right side of the road at this point continue on, and the left lane merges to the right, but the left lane was merging to the right, and the right lane was also merging to the left into one lane because of construction that they were doing. And it was really backed up because of it, and of course there was buses trying to get in and everything, so we're all merged into one lane. So I knew I was going to be there for like 10 minutes in a light that normally only takes me like 2 minutes to get through just because of the way that is. And so I was just like patiently waiting and sitting in the left lane, the one that I knew that kept going. And I'm a very courteous driver, especially in situations like that, because I know we're all going to the same place. When there's people, but now unfortunately you're dealing with not just having people on the left side of you that you're letting merge in, and I try to do like in every other car merge in type things. I think it makes it easier for everybody. But not only that, but the right lane at the exact same time is merging in. So people are merging in from both sides as opposed to from or I could do dun 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 dun, or I could go, what did I do on that one? I could go doot 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 doot. This actually does not look too bad. Gives it a little bit of a brighter pop as well compared to this, which kind of blends into the wall. I kind of like this brighter pop going on over here. So let me get the whole thing going in this angle and see how that ends up looking at the end. But so I'm watching this bus to the right of me that's trying to merge in, as well as these cars to the left of me. And I'm like looking, and things are kind of going in a decent pattern. And the guy to the left of me, gets up in a spot where he's kind of in between the car in front of me and myself, and there's a car that was in front of him that was in between the next two cars up. So it was like a perfect way, like things were going to zipper in from that left side. And I'm watching this bus, and I'm like, okay, somebody's got to give way for this bus to get in here, and it looks like somebody up ahead is starting to give a little way for it. People are, for the most part, being relatively courteous. And as this guy to the left of me is starting to merge in front of me, because I, given him some space, and he was like doing it in the ordered light and stuff that he should have, a car keeps inching up on his bumper, looking like he's really trying to force his way to get in that same spot that he is as well. And I looked in my rear view mirror, and the guy behind me was giving space so that that guy that was now like inching up on the guy in front of him that's trying to merge in front of me, he was giving him space to come in. Like, it was very obvious, like he was being courteous as well, and he was moving back so that the space could be had by all, and a good time could be had by everybody. And as the guy in front of me started to merge in, the lane kind of stopped where he was at, so he wasn't really making much progress. And he inched up like just a little bit, and he couldn't quite get in yet because we were not stopped, because there's a light there as well. And so it's making it really take some time for us to start, everybody to start merging. And the lane on the left side, so we're all kind of going together finally. The light turns again, and we start moving together. And this guy that is behind the guy to the left of me is not giving any way at all. He is literally staying side by side with me, except he's side by side with me, but he's still behind. So the car that's merging in front of me is still half of that car's body is kind of from my driver door up to my hood. It's the back of his car because he's on his way in. He's behind him, so his front bumper is at about my back door, maybe a little bit past my back door, just where the other car stopped. Like, he only was given, like I said, like an inch or two in between him and the guy in front of him. And he just kept going with the flow with everybody else, and his lane is ending and his lane is merging, and I'm just keep watching him I keep looking to the side and watching him and looking at him in my my side view mirror, and I'm literally just watching him get closer and closer and closer, but making absolutely no decision to he's not making any progress forward, he's not making any progress backwards, he's just literally staying there with his car directly next to me. So I finally So we stop again at the stoplight. That lane hasn't completely merged in yet, but it doesn't have any lane markers anymore. Like, it's already to the point where there is no more lane markers on the ground for that lane. That lane is pretty much officially gone. It's just he really hasn't gotten the full clue yet that his lane didn't really exist anymore, because it was still, so we're like the size of 1.5 lanes essentially, but without markers, because now it's essentially just one lane. And my phone just scared the crap out of me. And he starts merging closer and closer, and I finally looked, and I was like, he's gonna stop at some point, because he realizes that it's not that I'm not giving him way. In order to let him get in front of me where he's trying to get, I would have to stop and let him pass me and then get in front of me. It was not that I wasn't giving him way, it was just he was not in a position to get where he was trying to get to. So we stop again, and I've never had to do this before in my life. I looked out my window. I had my window open at the time. I look out my window, and I realize that he is probably 2 inches away from his front bumper is 2 inches away from merging into the side of my driver door. And I reached my hand out my window. I reached back, and I tapped his hood. I was like, to get his attention, because I looked at him for a minute, and he was not looking at me at all. And he was some, like, you know, mid-50s, you know, guy, just really just staring at the road. And I bumped on his hood to get him to look at me. And then he looks at me. All I did was put my hands in that, like, if you're going to say how big a fish is, you know, oh, I caught a fish, it was this big. I did that to him. But I did that, and then I shrunk it down really far, so about 2 inches, and I pointed to where he was at in my car. And he literally, I mean, I was baffled. He looked at me and pointed in front of me, and he was like, me there. And I just looked at him, and I shook my head, and I went, no, you back there. I pointed, and he just looked at me, and at that point, he conceded, and he just goes, okay, and he nodded his head, and he backed off. But he was so trying, and I don't even understand why, because the guy was letting him in behind. It's not like the guy was boxing him out and he had no other choice. The guy was letting him in behind. He was just really determined he was going to make that one extra car length for some odd reason at this light. He wanted to make that extra car length, and I could not figure out why. I've never had somebody get so close, so nonchalantly, and still think that they were going to make headway ahead of me, to the point where I reached out my window to touch his car, to be like, hey, no. It's like slapping a child's hand who keeps, like, trying to dip their fingers in, like, the salsa. You got chips and salsa out, and the little kid doesn't want to put the salsa on the chips. He wants to put the salsa in his finger. So he keeps dipping his finger in the salsa and licking it, and dipping his finger in the salsa and licking it. Can you tell I've done that before when I was a kid? And probably last week, too. But it's like you reach out, you want to smack their hand and be like, no, bad. Like, it's like, you know, obedience training. I had to reach out, grab his car, and I'm like, bad car, you stay back. People seriously can baffle me sometimes. I've never experienced something like that before. I will tell you, I only partially like the way my loft looks. I think the loft is too big. I think what I need to do is at least cut it so it's only 2, and maybe put a floating fence or something on the outside of it. Because I wanted to give it a fence of some type, but maybe I don't need a fence. I'm not 100% sure. It definitely makes the space a little bit too narrow when it gets all said and done, and I'm not 100% sure if I like this color scheme. I don't understand why I'm so bad at making, like, good colored decisions on this stuff, and other people can be so good at it. I just watch other people's builds, and they're like, oh, I think this color would go good with this one, and all of a sudden 2 minutes later they have this, like, beautifully built place that is just like it's like an Arcus build. This is not an Arcus build. I cannot fathom ever being able to build like the man Arcus. He's just a building machine is what he is. Yeah, these corner blocks also don't fit right, because I guess I would have to do the corner blocks like that. That actually looks kind of cool. I definitely do not mind the way it looks with that extra corner block being birch. And I definitely want to get the birch into here as well because I feel like it just breaks up the darkness that's happening with the oak and the spruce. I really like the oak and the spruce, but they definitely do get dark when it's the whole wall is covered in it. Maybe it'd be better off if I went back and replaced all the oak with birch, because when it gets all said and done, then it might actually look good. I can't even do a test sample right now because I've got too much. Yeah, I'm not sure. And I don't know what I'm going to do with the loft. I think the loft, though, I don't need to keep the walls there with the loft. I could actually drop it back and make the loft bigger. You know what? That's not... I think I'm definitely going to do that. I'm going to drop the walls back and at least make the loft area bigger, but I only have it stick out 2. I could even drop it back and make it only stick out 1, but have the wall dip back that way. That is not a bad idea. Oh, I have plenty of birch to be able to test this. What am I talking about? Let's get a lot of this stuff and we'll see if I can do like a full panel set right here just to see how it ends up looking, or 2 panels. Otherwise, I'm not going to really get a good look at this to see how it is. But yeah, guys, when you start to drive, just be courteous to the other drivers. I mean, it's such a dangerous world out there as it is, with people like, you know, speeding, and I'm talking cars specifically, with people speeding all the time and, you know, thinking that they're more important than everybody else, and that causes accidents. I see accidents all the time in my profession, in my job. It does look nice and bright like this, doesn't it? And if I did it like that, I could actually darken it up a little bit, but to still split that. I think I might go through and do that, because now that it's all done, it definitely gives it a way nicer brightness type of look. So let me get a couple more of these panels and step back, and you guys can tell me if you think this is a slightly better design now that it's actually all said and done. Because for the most part, people pretty much were pretty unanimous about it being the oak and spruce together, but so was I at the time until I got it all put together. So yeah, I think I like this a lot more. At the same time, though, I have a real hard time seeing people's comments now, because ever since Google Plus went away, which granted I hated Google Plus, but that they made it so that people didn't have to comment through Google Plus anymore. I sort of got videos, like on my Mindcrack videos, they used to get at least like 20 or 30 comments a piece, usually multiple firsts all at the same time. My last couple of videos on Mindcrack have gotten literally 0 comments, and they'll get the same number of views, but 0 comments. And I think that it has something to do with the way that the Google Plus stuff is coming through, but I can't really justify that and guarantee that. I don't. It's a very strange downturn in comment numbers, and I don't see them all in my emails anymore either. I mean, granted, I wouldn't see them in my emails if nobody's actually commenting. It's just very abnormal. So I can't quite figure out what's different and changed. And I'm assuming everybody didn't unanimously stop commenting all at one time. But at the same time, I also assume that everybody didn't unanimously stop or start unsubbing to me at one time, because, you know, lately there's a lot of us have been getting negative sub numbers for a while, and I do find it kind of hard to believe that a lot of people just all at once decided to start unsubbing. Like, that doesn't make sense to me, but I guess it's possible. I don't know. I don't write the YouTube algorithms and things like that, but I hope you guys are commenting or wanting to comment still. It doesn't make sense that the view numbers would be the same if the comment numbers, the comment numbers wouldn't stay like somewhat the same anyway. I don't know. Maybe they're just not coming through right either to my emails. I have no idea. But I do go back and look at them, and it says there's 0 comments. So you know what? Speaking of, I'm going to look at it right now, because I think I was looking at it earlier today, and this would explain part of my confusion at the page that I had gone to. I'm going to minimize this. If I go look at my videos tab as we speak, I can refresh to make sure I'm up to date, and it tells me, oh no, now it has comments on it. Maybe it just didn't early. I don't get it. Now it's got a lot of comments on it. That's weird. I don't know. Maybe I've been looking at it wrong. I have absolutely no idea. Anyways, it doesn't really matter. It does not matter. I'm not complaining that I don't get comments. I would like you guys to comment and tell me if you like this new color scheme or not. That's the reason I was bringing that up. I do like the birch a lot. I'm not sure I completely like this part, but you guys can help me with that. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Stay tuned. Until next time. See ya.